Imagine cruising down an American highway in your dream classic, only to have it transform into a $15,000 lawn ornament in seconds. In 2027, the honeymoon is officially over. Owners are dumping these once-beloved legends at a record pace as exploding repair costs and disappearing parts turn dreams into financial carnage. Mechanics are now issuing a final, desperate warning: stay away. But nothing compares to our number one spot, a car so notoriously difficult that many shops refuse to let it pass their gates. Stay tuned, because the top pick is a total ownership disaster. Number 6. 1997 to 1999 Cadillac DeVille DTS. We start our countdown with a car that defined American big luxury at the turn of the millennium, the 1997 to 1999 Cadillac DeVille DTS. When these first hit the showrooms, they were the pinnacle of the interstate cruiser. You had that buttery smooth ride, seats that felt like your favorite living room sofa, and the legendary Northstar V8 engine humming under the hood. It was the ultimate status symbol for the American suburbanite. But by 2027, that status symbol has become a lead weight around the necks of anyone still trying to keep them on the road. The tragedy of the late 90s DeVille starts and ends with that Northstar engine. To a mechanic, the word Northstar is synonymous with a very specific kind of pain. These engines were designed with head bolts that were essentially doomed from the factory. Over time, the threads in the aluminum engine block literally pull out, causing the head gaskets to fail and the engine to overheat. Imagine driving your pristine Cadillac to a weekend car show, only to see that temperature needle sweep into the red. You pull over, the smell of coolant filling the cabin, and you realize your engine is essentially trying to pull itself apart from the inside. In the past, you could limp these along, but in 2027, the specialized labor required to stud a Northstar block, which involves dropping the entire powertrain out of the bottom of the car, now costs more than the vehicle is worth. And it's not just the engine. These DeVilles were packed with early-generation electronic suspension systems. When those active struts fail, and they always do, you're looking at a bill that would make a Mercedes owner blush. Owners are finding that new old stock parts have vanished, and the aftermarket replacements often ride like a dump truck. Owners are dumping these Cadillacs because they've realized they aren't driving a classic, they're babysitting a ticking time bomb. If you think a Cadillac head gasket is a headache, wait until you see the identity crisis we have at number 5. This next car was supposed to be the best of Germany and America combined, but it turned out to be an electrical nightmare that can leave you stranded for months over a single tiny chip. Number 5. 2004 to 2008 Chrysler Crossfire Limited. At number 5, we have the 2004 to 2008 Chrysler Crossfire. On paper, this was a match made in heaven. It featured a striking, Art Deco-inspired American design built on the bones of the Mercedes-Benz SLK. It was the merger of equals in car form. Enthusiasts loved the quirky boat-tail rear end and the promise of German engineering with American style. But as we move into 2027, the Crossfire has become a case study in why some marriages should never happen. Because it's essentially a first-generation Mercedes SLK underneath, every single repair comes with a German luxury tax. Need a simple sensor? That'll be $300. Need a window motor? Good luck finding one that isn't used and already failing. The real reason owners are abandoning the Crossfire in 2027 is a little-known component called the SKREM module. This is the car's security and immobilizer system. When this tiny box of electronics fails, which it is doing with alarming frequency as these cars age, the car simply won't start. It cranks, dies, and then goes silent. Here's the kicker. Chrysler stopped making the modules, and because they are VIN-coded to the car, you can't just grab one from a junkyard. Owners are literally seeing their beautiful coupes turned into permanent driveway decorations because of a part that costs a few $100 but is impossible to source. Mechanics are tired of having these cars clog up their bays for weeks while the owner scours eBay for a refurbished module that might not even work. It's a heartbreaking end for a car that looked so futuristic, but now feels like an ancient, unsolvable puzzle. You'd think a solid American sedan from a brand like Lincoln would be a safer bet, right? Think again. Our next car tried to take on BMW at its own game, but it ended up creating a cooling system catastrophe that is currently bankrupting its last remaining fans. Number 4. 2000 to 2006 Lincoln LS. Number 4 brings us to the Lincoln LS V8. Back in 2000, this was the car that was supposed to save Lincoln. It was rear-wheel drive, had near 50-50 weight distribution, and shared a platform with the Jaguar S-Type. It was the American BMW fighter. For a few years, it actually worked. The LS was sharp, fast, and surprisingly handsome. Fast forward to 2027, and the Lincoln LS has become the ultimate avoid-at-all-costs car on the used market. The primary culprit is the cooling system. Lincoln used an incredible amount of plastic in the engine's cooling path. Over 2 decades of heat cycles, that plastic has become as brittle as a dry cracker. You don't just get a leak in an LS. The entire system tends to disintegrate all at once. One day you're driving to work, and the next, a plastic degas bottle or a coolant crossover pipe snaps, dumping all the fluid and instantly warping the cylinder heads of that Jaguar-derived V8. And the problems don't stop there. The LS is notorious for coil-on plug failures. When the valve cover gaskets leak oil onto the ignition coils, the car begins to misfire and stumble. Replacing all 8 coils in the gaskets is a labor-intensive job that many shops are now quoting at thousands of dollars. Owners are dumping the LS because the cost of a major service now frequently exceeds the car's entire market value. Parts like the hydraulic cooling fan, yes, the fan is powered by a hydraulic pump, are becoming impossible to find. If that pump fails, your car is effectively dead. It's a tragic end for a car that handled so well, but now, it's just a sinking ship for anyone's bank account. But if you think the Lincoln's Jaguar-derived engine is bad, wait until you see the actual Jaguar at number 3. We're talking about a car that defines expensive elegance, where a single skipped maintenance item can result in an engine that sounds like a blender full of marbles. Number 3. 1998 to 2003 Jaguar XJ8. At number 3, we have the 1998 to 2003 Jaguar XJ8, known to enthusiasts as the X308. This is arguably one of the most beautiful sedans ever built. It's low, sleek, and draped in the finest leather and wood. For many, owning one was a lifelong dream. In 2027, however, that dream has turned into a financial nightmare that most owners can no longer justify. The XJ8 trap is real. The primary villain here is the timing chain tensioners. The original factory tensioners were made of plastic. Over time, they crack and fail. If you don't catch it in time, the timing chain jumps, the valves meet the pistons, and your beautiful British motor is instantly transformed into a very heavy paperweight. Then there's the Nikasil engine lining issue from the earlier models and the sealed for life transmissions that, well, aren't actually sealed for life. They tend to fail right around the time you've fallen in love with the car. And let's not even talk about the air suspension. In 2027, finding a mechanic who can accurately diagnose a Jaguar electrical gremlin is like finding a needle in a haystack, except the needle costs $150 an hour to look for. Owners are dumping these cars because the deferred maintenance on a 25-year-old Jag is a mountain no one wants to climb. You can buy one for $5,000, but you'll easily spend $10,000 just making it reliable enough to drive to the grocery store. It's a gorgeous, leather-lined trap. We're moving into the top 2 now, and things are getting weird. The next car on our list isn't just unreliable. It's a mechanical oddity that combines a truck, a sports car, and a convertible into one giant, unrepairable headache. If the roof breaks on this one, you might as well sell it for scrap. Number 2. 2003 to 2006 Chevrolet SSR. Coming in at number 2 is the Chevrolet SSR. When this retro-styled super sport roadster debuted, it was supposed to be the ultimate halo car for Chevy. It looked like a 1950s pickup truck but had the heart of a Corvette and a sophisticated power-retractable hardtop. It was bold, it was purple, and it was expensive. By 2027, the SSR has become a mechanic's worst nightmare. The biggest issue? That massive, complex retractable roof. It relies on a series of sensors, hydraulic pumps, and specialized hinges that were unique to this vehicle. As these components age, they are failing. And because the SSR was a low-production niche vehicle, GM stopped making the parts years ago. If your roof gets stuck halfway through its cycle, you are in for a world of pain. I've heard stories of owners waiting 6 months for a specific hydraulic ram to show up on a forum, only to find out it doesn't work. But it's not just the roof. The SSR uses body panels that are unique to this car. If you get into a minor fender bender in 2027, your insurance company will likely total the car instantly because a replacement fender simply doesn't exist in any warehouse in America. Owners who thought they were buying a future high-value collectible are now realizing they own a car that is increasingly unfixable. The electronics are dated, the interior plastics are becoming brittle, and the repair bills for even basic items are astronomical. The SSR is a fun idea that has been utterly defeated by the passage of time and a lack of parts support. But even the SSR's roof problems pale in comparison to our number one pick. This next car was the most expensive Cadillac ever built at the time, featuring an Italian-designed body and electronics so complex that modern computers can barely talk to them. It is the king of the do-not-buy list. Number 1. 1987 to 1993 Cadillac Allante. Finally, at number 1, we have the 1987 to 1993 Cadillac Allante. This was Cadillac's ultra-luxury answer to the Mercedes SL. The bodies were designed and built by Pininfarina in Italy, then flown. Yes, literally flown, on specially equipped Boeing 747s to Detroit to be finished. It was an engineering marvel. It was also an omen of things to come. In 2027, the Cadillac Allante is the car that makes mechanics lock their shop doors and turn off the lights when they see it coming down the street. It is, without a doubt, the most difficult classic American car to keep on the road. The Allante was a pioneer in automotive electronics, and that is its downfall. It features a complex, early-generation digital dashboard and an integrated braking system known as the Bosch 3 ABS. When the ABS fails on an Allante, and it's a matter of when, not if, you lose power brakes. Replacing the unit is a multi-thousand-dollar ordeal involving parts that are now rarer than hen's teeth. There are only a handful of specialists in the entire country who can still rebuild these systems, and the waitlist is months long. The Allante is also plagued by biodegradable wiring harnesses and specialized lighting modules that simply cannot be found. If a taillight lens breaks, you might spend $1,000 trying to find a replacement on the secondary market. The cars are beautiful, sure, but they represent the absolute peak of unrepairable luxury. Owners are dumping Allantes for pennies on the dollar because they've realized that no amount of money can fix a car when the parts no longer exist. It is a heartbreaking conclusion to a car that was once the standard of the world. In 2027, it's the standard of the do-not-buy list. Which of these classic nightmares surprised you the most? Have you ever owned one of these financial traps? Let us know in the comments below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more automotive warnings. Remember, some dreams are better left on the dealership floor.